Warning, I'm just having fun with old cars. I hope you get some tips and a good laugh from watching, but don't do what I do on your projects. What is up, everybody? It's me again, and we're finally working on this pile of junk. So, yay! Everyone should be excited, right? Today it's gonna be a great day. Let me tell you why. If you watched a couple videos ago, I thought my little welder died, my little Lincoln. Just decided to plug it up and see what happened today. Sucker's running mint. Come on. So it's got to be a good day, because you can't start a morning like that and have a bad day. So, what we got going on today is finally the thing I've been putting off for a while. Whoa, easy. You probably couldn't tell because that was a terrible angle, but we're gonna do the rockers on this pile of junk. So I bought outer rockers from, hold on, wait for it, you can't see, that's upside down. AMD is who makes these ones that I bought. You're gonna find out with me if they're worth the crap or not. I also bought the kit that came with the inner panels. Definitely hoping I don't need those. Just from looking under the truck, I don't think I will. But with rust repair, you never know what's behind what you're fixing. I've learned that lesson the hard way a couple times, so I figured it's better to have those than not. Yeah, so I've kind of got set up. I'm gonna start on the driver's side. Yeah, and I'll kind of take you over there and show you my game plan, and then I gotta get to work because I really need to get both sides done today, which is probably not gonna happen, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm definitely gonna run out of welding gas, so we'll deal with that problem later today. I guarantee you it'll be a problem. And yeah, let me show you my game plan, and I'm gonna get to work. So hang on. Okay, first things first. It's definitely easier if you take the door off. I've done it with the doors off, and it's pretty simple. I've never tried it with the door on, but we're gonna find out together how easy or difficult that is. I got my Regnet door holder opener thing right there, also known as a bungee cord. I gotta stop saying so much because it's probably annoying to listen to. Anyway, I kind of got all my tools set up that I think I'm going to need. The plan, I said again. I gotta stop doing that. Oh, I'm stuck in a loop. Okay. Restart. My plan of attack is this seam right here is the lower rocker portion. It's spot welded here, down here, across, all the way across the bottom. And then you can see right there is the seam of it up there, up front. Obviously you can see there's not a lot of room with the door on, but I'm gonna see if I can't do it anyway, because I really don't want to have to rehang the doors. I can't stop saying anyway, yeah, so that's the game plan. It's kind of just a bunch of work. Now the rust is kind of weird in this thing because usually it's the bottom of them, and the bottom, unless it's been filled with Bondo or something. It seems pretty solid on the bottom. But up here in the middle, there's rust. And it's like that on both sides. So, I'm not really sure what's up with that. But, we're about to find out when we cut this deal off. So, I'm going to figure out how to set up the camera where you can see, because that's also going to be a challenge. And yeah, I'm going to get to work. Okay, step number one is get rid of this. If I can get it out of here. Set those right there and lose them later, because that's how it always goes. Okay. All right. Step number one, complete. Sounds good when you say it like that. Now, the bad part is this. I don't know. I'm gonna probably have to order new weather stripping to go on here, because this appears to be glued on way more aggressively than it needs to be. Okay, I got a little bit started over here. So we'll pull that off, throw it over there, because I don't have new ones yet, so maybe we can put this back in place temporarily. And by temporarily, I mean probably for a very long time, because my temporary fixes tend to, hey, stay up there. Stay up there. Stay. It's not gonna stay. Shove it. Just shove it somewhere. Okay. So, step one, complete. When you're doing work like this, make sure you keep an eye out for wires, because you do not want to cut through them. Believe it or not, my fuel gauge actually works, which is one of these wires, and I would like to keep it that way. Also, free money, so that goes in the car part fund. Except for I just threw it back on the floor of the truck, so I'm going to lose it again. Free zip tie. This is the best part of doing projects like this. So, the next part is not going to be super exciting to watch. Not that that part was, but I'm going to go ahead and take out my spot welds, which, as you guys know, I like these spot weld drillers for certain ones. I have found that if they're in a radius, this thing will break the teeth off. So in that case, I usually just use a big drill bit and try not to get into the base metal. So I'm gonna set you guys up probably on a time lapse. The other thing I'm gonna do, some of these places where I may not be able to drill, I could probably drill these ones, but in case, I'm gonna use my my redneck homemade Milwaukee belt sander. Again, I've talked about this in 2 videos now. If you don't know what this is, a couple videos ago I made a video about making this. Feel free to watch it. Yeah, so I'm going to just set you guys up on a time lapse, and I'm going to do this because it is boring and time consuming. So just sit tight, listen to the music, and I'll be back in no time. Okay, I decided to stop the time lapse for a second and check in because my tactic is changing. It's just taking way too long. So, like I said, I'm kind of on a time crunch a little bit. So we're gonna do this the way I don't really like doing it. So here's where I'm at. I was trying to drill the spot welds and stuff, and it's just taking too much time. These ones were like right on the edge of the plate behind it. I don't know why they put them there. Whatever, doesn't matter. So as you can see, I've got all those spot welds pried off. I blew straight through this one like a moron. So you guys should expect me to do something stupid by now. So new game plan. I'm gonna come down here with a 4.5-inch grinder and cut the bulk of this like all the way across, and then I'm going to up here, I haven't found them all yet, but there should be some spot welds down here on the bottom. I'll try and grind those off. I will just be using, hang on, I'm just gonna use this and blow through those. Up there, I'm gonna have to drill and grind those just because of having the door in the way, so I'll spend the time on that. But we're just gonna blow this thing off. We're not gonna blow this thing off. We're going to cut it off because blowing it off sounds inappropriate, and get to putting the new one on because I ain't got forever. So we're gonna hack it up. Like I said, I feel like this is kind of a crappy way to do it. I prefer to take it off clean, but time is money, and I don't have time or money. So that's what we're doing. Let's start with the good news. Most of the rocker is off, except for this front portion, which I'm about to start working on. But the bad news is this is pretty rough. I don't know if you guys can see, but it is rusted through there in the corner and a little bit up here. So the good news for that is I did buy those inner panels. I was hoping to not use them because it's going to be a lot of welding to put that in. And remember what I told you, me being out of welding gas is going to be a problem. If it was just the outers, it's all tack weld or spot welds, so it's not terrible. But that inner panel, I'll have to weld solid. So that's going to suck. It's definitely going to hinder how much I can get done today. But I'm going to keep working anyway. It is what it is. When you're doing... Excuse me. When you're doing rust repair, this is what happens. It's always worse than it looks on the outside. Inside? The inside is always worse than the outside. But it's okay. We're still having a good day. We're still making progress. I refuse to be sad about it. So I'm going to... I guess maybe I'll put a time lapse of taking the rest of that out. Maybe not, because you're not going to be able to see anything. And you guys are probably tired of watching time lapses already, even though we're not that far into this video. Or maybe we are. This is probably going to be a very long video. Because I keep talking too much. Maybe I should write that script. Maybe. Anyway. I'm going to keep working. I just wanted to kind of show you guys that. No big deal. Luckily, I bought the inners. And also, this is a fairly easy piece if you have some abilities to make stuff. So, if you don't want to order the inner ones, you can take that chance and try to make it. But for the price, just buy the whole kit because you're probably going to need it. So, that's it for this check-in. I will see you on the next one in just a minute. And hopefully by then we'll have this all cleaned up and we'll be ready to start fitting new panels in. So, hang on. We're back with another status update. So, this is the front section, which would have been the last time lapse, probably. Maybe. As you can see, this little area of the lower cab support is rotted out. The thing is from what I've found, this always rots out, and as you maybe you can see, it is packed full of dirt, which is why it rusted out. So what I'm actually going to do is come right above this rust hole. I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to put an angle cut on it, and we're going to leave that to drain out of there. I could plate that in because it's not a super hard patch to make, but I think long term it will be better if it can't hold all this dirt that's packed in here. Obviously that puts it down in the rocker, which maybe isn't better, but it's a whole lot easier to place the rocker than it is to get in here and replace that. So that's the game plan for that. Obviously you can see I still gotta get this bottom section off. Let's come around over here. I have done a little bit of cleaning on this. Again, there's a little bit of rust right here. I might do the same thing here, maybe cut a little window into this, because I know it's packed full of dirt behind there, and that will prevent it collecting any more once I get it all cleaned out, which I will do before I put it all back together. This, don't mind my finger, this doesn't look terrible. Obviously this, I think this is the inner panel that I have. I'm obviously not going to use the whole thing, but I think I'll probably go from this seam maybe to this seam. I don't really know why there's a seam there, if I'm being honest. One thing I don't like is this, the factory one has drains kind of made into it there and there, which is a good thing. Obviously once it gets packed full of dirt, those drains don't work, but this panel doesn't have any of that. So I'm gonna figure out some way of making a drain in there, whether I just cut some notches in here or maybe try and hammer something in kind of similar to what the factory had. But really honestly shouldn't be too bad of a deal. Before I ramble anymore, I'm going to clean up everything that needs to be cleaned and ground off. And then I'm gonna clean up my mess I've got on the ground and stuff, so I don't have to keep sitting in it. And then we'll get to work fitting these new panels in. Hopefully get them welded in. Guess who's back? Me. It's me. I'm the only one on here, so why wouldn't it be me? Idiot. Anyway, yeah, real quick update. I promise it won't be long. I'm about to go eat lunch, but I got pretty much where I can start cutting and fitting new parts. So I'm going to show you that real quick, show you what I did, and, you know, then we'll be doing new stuff. Yay! Ha! I don't know why I did that. That's stupid. Anyway, here's a look at where I'm at. Okay, so I threw some white, like, dual primer stuff on it, just kind of help seal it. I did end up cutting, whoa, hang on. I did end up cutting a hole there since it was already rusted, and I pulled a whole bunch of dirt out of there, but I already cleaned it up, so I can't show you. But yeah, that's kind of that. I only took this bottom lip off to here because I'm gonna end up cutting this somewhere right here, and then same thing up there, and replacing this whole section right here. I feel like that's the best compromise on not fixing everything that's potentially wrong with it. I still haven't decided if I want to mess with coming up into here. This is rusted a little bit, but it's not bad. I don't know. You can see it's pitted pretty good up here, but it feels, I don't know. We might do the, well, I say that as metal chips off of it, but that's actually not part of the patch panel that I got anyway. So I don't know. We might leave that. But here's this area. I kind of cleaned everything up. Don't mind that. That's for me chiseling the old part off. It'll get covered up, so don't worry about it. There's that, and then I will show you the outside real quick. Here's this. I did, oh, my redneck door holder opener just quit working. I did cut a pretty good amount off the bottom of this. But what that allowed me to do was to get inside the cab brace that's right here and clean it all out. So I took and blew air in there and blew that all out. And I did the same on the, whoa, on that cab corner. So that'll be good. It'll get all the dust out of there. And hopefully prolong me having to do any more rust repair. So that's what I got. Okay, we're on to the next part of this situation. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna cut this out and replace it. This panel, it's listed as being for 60 through 72 C10 truck, which I don't know why they would do that, because this doesn't really match up with this truck at all. Sorry, I know you can't. It doesn't really match up with this truck all that good, which is part of why I don't want to use the whole thing. So what I'm going to do, hopefully you guys can see, because the sun is now in a terrible spot, because I was hoping to have this side done this morning. Anyway, I'm going to take my, what'd I do with it? Oh. So just very simply, I'm going to take my square, which you guys cannot see. Hold on. I'm gonna hold it up here, and we're going to mark that just like so. Hopefully you guys can see that mark. Also, I like these Milwaukee blue markers. I think they mark pretty good. Now we're gonna do the same thing up here. And then you can transfer your mark this way, like back if you want to. But basically, if you use a 4.5 inch grinder with a cutoff wheel, you can just carry that cut through as you cut this section. Just carry it straight through. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to cut this section out and then lay it on top of my other part and trace it out. And that should get us pretty darn close to where we need to be. I think I don't know. I haven't quite decided how much I want to do on the top. Part of me kind of wants to do it right in this crease right here, which you guys probably can't see. But some of that looks fairly thin. Yeah. So, basically what I was doing is just looking for soft spots where it was going to push, where it was very little rust, keeping it sealed up. It honestly seems decently solid, but it seems like it's a pretty long ways from being rusted through. So I think, personally, the easiest thing to do is going to be cut it right on this seam, which that may not be the easiest, I don't know. But I think we're going to cut it right on that seam, and we'll just replace this lower portion. All this is going to be behind the outer skin, so you don't have to worry about like getting that weld perfectly cleaned up, because it's all going to get covered up. So I believe that's going to be my game plan. Okay, so I got this all cut out. Clean this edge up. It did open up a hole right here, so I've got a plan for that. This is my old piece. Basically, all I'm gonna do is try and do this one-handed. Just trace the edge of it, And the top of it here, we know that this is going to be, oh, sorry, not very good at this. This is just going to be right along the bend there. And then same thing on this side. We're going to trace this. And I believe what I'm going to try and do is leave a section in here. So we'll cut it. We'll cut this off. Obviously this top part will get cut off. We'll be cutting this off and all this. And then we'll use that. Hopefully we'll be able to use that piece and fill this area right in here. Hopefully, obviously, we're gonna have to do some finessing because this is flat and you can see that that is not. That's part of what I don't like about this panel I bought, is it does not seem to really be made for this generation of truck. But we're gonna make it work. So now I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out real quick, and then I'll show you what it looks like after that. Okay, here is the first test fit. I haven't even cleaned up the edges or anything. You can probably see. So I got a little bit of trimming to do here and around this, but I think that's gonna work out okay. As you can see, these patch panels are always terrible. I just don't understand it, but this radius is way too big, and then it dips down instead of staying flat, or actually going up a little bit like the truck does. So, but I got it clamped up there. Not too bad for the first test fit, but I got a little bit of trimming to do, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'll show you probably once I got it fit in there pretty decent. Okay, so I'm pretty much ready to start tacking this thing in. I know it looks like the fit up is really bad, but this panel's a piece of garbage, and it's got a big bow in it. So when I close that up, it's gonna be just fine. It's gonna take some. I think I made a clip of I flattened this out the best I could with a hammer and dolly. This gap turned out way bigger than I would like, but I got enough welding wire. I'll be able to fill it up. These, I mean, it's fit up pretty good here. The shape does not match because, like I said, this panel is a piece of garbage. This radius is completely wrong. I don't know. I don't understand why they can't get these things right. But anyway, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just really bad at this. But with a little bit of work as I tack it, it's gonna work out all right. Basically, I'm just going to, wherever it's lined up good, put some tacks, and then just kind of work my way around and get it all lined up the best I can. And then, unfortunately, it's going to be a whole bunch of welding to get all this done, and it's going to take forever. So I need to get started on that, and maybe I'll set up a time lapse. Maybe I won't, because it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I wanted to get both sides done for this, and I'm not going to. So that's okay. I started this video out saying it's gonna be a good day. It's still gonna be a good day, because no matter what, I got told a long time ago, even if you can spend 5 minutes on your project every day, it's closer than it was before. So like I was saying, I've got a tack here and up here, so I'm just gonna work around this thing and try and get it lined up the best I can. It's gonna take a little bit of hammering and maneuvering. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. So yeah, just hang tight and you'll kind of see this at a much faster pace than I will. Okay. My neighborhood's kind of going crazy right now because there's children and animals everywhere. But this is the first stage of being tacked in, I guess you would call it. I don't know. Uh, don't mind the ugly tacks, okay? It is what it is. It'll be fine. I'm going to, now that I've got this all kind of fit as good as it's going to, this gap closed up quite a bit, which I can still close it up a little bit. No big deal. I'm going to try and get this welded out pretty quickly and see if we can't get the outer skin fit on it, and then decide if this is going to be a video or if I'll skip this week and get the other side done so it actually seems like I did something. Guess I'll see you once this is welded. Okay, it's update time again. So as you can see, I'm gonna move fairly quickly so you can't look too closely at it. This is all welded in solid. This may not be the popular opinion, but this is not a restoration, so I'm going to leave this weld. It's just a bunch of tack welds, but I'm going to leave that just like it is, because it's not going to affect where the outer skin sits. So all I did was just grind right here, and even this, I'm not going to take all the weld off because it's going to make it stronger. Same up here, I knocked the top off it, and then I did grind the bottom just so where the outer attaches, it'll be flat. So now neither of us can see anything because of the stupid sun, but I'm going to hopefully try and stick the outer skin up there. I still don't know if it's gonna go on with the door, but we're about to find out. So let's see how that goes. Okay, let's see how this fits. Or doesn't fit. Okay, here's the initial fit of the rocker. Obviously that doesn't fit at all, which is perfect, but I paid good money for this and it doesn't fit. But anyway, this all fits about like I would expect it to back here. I will say, hang on, if you're doing this with the doors on, you got to bend this plate out of the way. You got to bend it out so you can get the panel to slide in, which to me is not that big a deal, especially compared to having to take the doors off. So the next thing I have to do is spend a bunch of time cutting this thing up and making it actually fit like it's supposed to, which I'm not going to show you guys really. Oh, hang on. Basically, I'll show you after. I'm gonna just, in the places where it doesn't fit the truck, I'm just gonna kind of cut it up and slice it and split it and weld it back together until it matches all the curves of the panels on the truck. And then yeah, once I get all that done, which will probably be a very long time from now, we'll be able to drill some holes and weld this thing in. Cut to the thing that you do in the middle. Cut. Okay, well, I've got this test fit in there. You can see my door gap is decent, and the inside, it is what it is. As you can see, I cut it there because this needs to come out and this needs to come back, so just kind of relieved a little tension there. Over here, hopefully you can see, I had to slice it here and here to get it to set back in there like it should, but it all seems to be pretty good now. You can see, hopefully you can see this front section up here is closed up plenty good enough. I've got clamps on the bottom kind of holding it together. And yeah, so the next thing I gotta do is drill, well, I'm gonna pull it off and I will fill up these cuts that I put in it now, because I won't be able to grind them after the fact. So while I've got this all clamped in here, I'll put a little tack somewhere where I can get it without sticking it to the truck, and we'll pull it off and weld those up and grind them, and then we'll drill a crap ton of holes because we got to do spot welds up here, spot welds all across here, and some more spot welds there, and a few more spot welds there. And I think I'm gonna cheat on the bottom because the inner, there's a little bit of a gap between the bottom of the inner and the bottom of the outer, so I may cheat a little bit there and just put my tacks on that edge, or on that little groove that's in there, because I don't want to drill all those holes. And if I don't have to, I'm not going to. Anyway, I've told you guys a bunch of times. For one, I don't know what I'm doing. For two, don't do things the way I'm doing them, because it's probably wrong. And three, I'm an idiot. I don't know. I had a third one. That wasn't it. But we're going to roll with it. So, cut to the next. There'll be like a transition this way. Or maybe this way. Or maybe this way. I don't know. Maybe this way if I get crazy. Hey guys, tired of this view yet? Because I'm getting tired of it. But I got good news. I think I've got everything ready where I can actually put this together now. So, let me, you know the drill already. We've been over this several times today. I'm going to spin you around, show you what's going on, and then I've got to get back to work because I got to get this done today. So, hang on. So, this is the current state of the truck. I did a couple things that I wanted to talk about. Maybe you can see I drilled a hole here. I also drilled one right there because any water that gets down in here, I want to have a place for it to go. So instead of it sitting down in this channel or trying to get between the panels, I want it to have places it can drain. So that's why I put those. You've also probably noticed these notches in here. I added those. Same reason I'm leaving this open. I want whatever's behind the rockers to have a place to go. This is probably a little excessive on the size. It's about 1 inch tall, and I just took a Unibit. Let me see. I just took this Unibit. Can't find the hole. I just ran that in until I felt content with the size of it. And then I just sliced this here, cleaned it up a little bit. I threw some rust reformer on all of this stuff, and then went back. I put my panel up, marked everywhere my spot welds are going to be. And you can see I ground the paint off where all those are going to be to make sure I get good spot welds in there. So hang on 1 second. I'm going to get the outer skin put on and clamped up, and then I'll show you what that looks like before I start welding it. And I'm back. So this, you can kind of see how this is fit up in here. I don't know if you can tell very good right now, but maybe if I can, I'll put the picture next to this of how it was fitting before I did all the grinding and welding on it. But so that's all fit up pretty good right there. Holy crap, knocked you guys clean out of my hand. So you can see all my spot welds are going to line up across there and across here. I like to try and put pressure around them while I'm doing them, just to make sure everything's sitting flat. Threw one back here. Got this all clamped up. You cannot have too many vice grip clamps when you're doing one of these panels, because it requires a lot. I'm not going to crawl out of here and show you the front edge right now because I'm old. Yeah, I'm old and my body hurts from sitting on the floor all day. So you're just going to have to use your imagination. It looks great, especially if you don't look at it. But anyway, I'm going to do a bunch of tackies on this bad. I don't know. I was trying to be clever, but I ain't got nothing. Not a freaking thing. Anyway, watch the time lapse and then see the finished product. And it's another update. This sucker is all welded in. Yes, some of the spot welds look like crap. But I wanted to show you this before I grind all those down, because that's the last step I gotta do. This is how that looks. It's not perfect. It is, you know, it's not a like OEM quality, but my patch panel was not OEM quality either. So it's as good as I'm gonna get it. I'm happy that it is no longer rusty, like Rusty Speed and Custom. Come on. So off camera, real quick, I'm going to go through and grind all these down. Basically, my process for that, it just, sorry. I'm just gonna take this, have a bunch of different grit pads for it. I'll kind of work down. I'll use a aggressive one, knock the top off the, you know what? I'm gonna show you one, and then I'll do the rest. I am not doing good right now, but I'll show you one real quick, and then I'll knock out the rest and show you what it looks like then. Hang on. Okay, this is not gonna be easy to do, but aggressive pad. Okay, that's the aggressive pad. I try not to get too much into the base metal, but it happens a little bit. So now I've got to try and swap this with one hand. Hang on. So less aggressive pad. And you can kind of see that got rid of some. What in the geese is going on around here? Look at, you see that? It's such a pain in the butt to be outside. Anyway, that's my problem, not your guys' problem. So now I'm gonna try and switch batteries one-handed. Come on. Put battery. Come on. Okay. And then this belt is wore out, but we're gonna try and finish this one off with it anyway. And I don't really love that. So I'll probably go back with this. I will use this in areas I can't get to with that. But you get the idea. So I'm gonna knock this out as quick as I can because I'm running out of daylight, and I'll show you what it looks like when I get done with that, and then we'll wrap this deal up. Okay, full disclosure, is not the same day. Stuff occurred and took priority over finishing the video last night. I did finish the truck. I just didn't get to film the final product of it. So I'm gonna show you that real quick, and then go over some other exciting things, which you might see, and yeah, wrap this deal up because it's gonna be an hour-long video. So hang on, let me show you what the truck looks like, then we'll do the other stuff. Okay, so here's what it looks like from the outside. As you can see, I threw some white paint on it. This is what it looks like currently. Don't mind the mess, okay? It is what it is. This is how it looks currently. Side note, if you use the blue marker, somehow putting paint on it makes it brighter. I'm not sure how that worked, but it did. All of this will be getting seam sealed at some point, but that's kind of how that looks. We'll look at the front real quick. You know, it's gonna work just fine, and it's not rusted, so I'm cool with that. So, like I kind of hinted at before that, well, anyway, that's what it looks like. Next week's video will probably be the other side, and hopefully you'll get some paint on the doors, is my goal. We'll see how that goes. But one of the exciting things that we have going on, obviously we've been having some testers done on some t-shirts. Full disclosure, this logo was supposed to be on the back, but you know, things happen, and it kind of proof of concept on color and this style of shirt, I guess. But even more exciting than that is I have hats. I don't physically have them yet. I should physically have them, a couple of them tomorrow. But I'll put a picture of them right here next to my head, and you can just imagine. They're very nice. They'll be similar to this. Don't mind my hair. With the the mesh back and the snapback, curved bill, but they'll have a leather patch with my logo on it. You'll see all that in the pictures, so I don't know why I'm describing it, but they will be available for basically like a pre-order type of deal. I only purchased 4 of them to start, so I think those are pretty much all accounted for. But I'm working with a local company, which I'll put their information up too. She's going to be making the hats for me, and she makes the patches. So if you do decide you might want one, you're not just supporting me, you're supporting another local business here from where I'm at. And kind of just helping everybody out. I am going to have to, I'm not really prepared. So the price I'll put on the screen. I don't know it right now, but I'll have it figured out. And what I'm probably going to do is put my, let me rephrase that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put my email in the description. It'll be the first thing in the description. Uh, Email me if you're interested in getting one, and I'll start a list so I can get an idea of how many hats I need to order. It will take a while. It is not going to be, you're not going to get them shipped out the same day or probably even within 2 weeks, because my vendor will have to order the hats and the leather and stuff and then make them. So it's going to be a pretty good lead time on them. So if you're not okay with that, that's fine. At some point, I want to have them in stock, but it's just not how it is right now. Um, so if you're not okay with that, that's fine. You can wait. If you're okay with waiting a while for it, uh, just send me an email, and then we'll figure out payment and uh, all that stuff. But yeah, I'm very excited about it. I'm hoping to get shirts figured out as soon as I can. Basically, whatever money I can make on the hats is going to go right back into merchandise, probably, or car parts, because those are the only two things that I spend a lot of money on. So, if you feel like helping me out on that, that's awesome. If you don't, liking and subscribing and commenting means just as much to me. I'm not doing this to make money. Uh, I've, it would be very hard to make any money at this point because I've put so much money into buying stuff. So I'm not too worried about that. But if you are interested in having one, reach out and I'll get you on the list. And I'd really appreciate all the support. And I do appreciate all the support I've gotten. Yeah. So on that note, I hope to see you guys next time. We'll probably be working on this same pile of junk again. So, appreciate all your support and have a good weekend. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.